We're practicing so that if we do fall in, we're less likely to get cold water shock, apparently.
Very glamorous room in Whitehorse, trying to pack our food. Pretty much done now, all the teams are packed. We go in half an hour.
Well, we're the Bristol train from Bristol in the UK, and I'm doing this because if you don't push yourself, you'll never know what you can do.
She's Julie, I'm Mark. Similar.
Oh, yes.
I've been inspired by this for about 15 years or so and finally got the opportunity, and I'm so delighted to be here. No idea what's going to happen, but it's going to be great and we're going to love it all.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
absolutely. Thanks for giving us the opportunity.
Yeah.
This is the law of the Yukon, and ever she makes it plain. So not you're foolish and feeble, so me, you're strong and you're sane.
I'll ask you to take a pinch of tobacco and then put it in the river. The spirits that are along this river will guide us and protect us so that we will return home to our families and to our friends.
Look out for each other, look after each other. You are the first safety line within the race and the most important one for each other.
Beautiful river, isn't it? So we've been going nearly an hour. 2 hours in, 15 miles done. That's going okay. Lovely scenery. Seen an eagle of some sort set on a tree. You can see the river's pretty big now. We had a bit of an acceleration as we went past the Yukon, up to about 10 miles an hour. And you can see in the distance the mountains, which I think is going to be on the right side of the lake, which is about 6 miles, 6-7 miles away. That's going to be the first big test, really. I think there are 5 canoes and 1 kayak behind us. So that's okay. We're paddling at a nice rhythm, not too stressful. And if other people get tired, we'll work our way up through the field. But so far, so good. Three hours, 22 miles, just coming onto the lake. It's going to be a long old slog. 30 miles or so. to stick to the right bank. Safety. It's been tricky paddling as the wind is not particularly strong, but producing quite nice rollers. The difficulty is that they're crossing us, and as you can see, we're being pushed out by the waves and the direction of the wind, and the rudder on this boat is pretty poor, so it doesn't turn very well, so we keep getting pushed out. So we're sort of zigzagging. Boat keeps getting swamped by the waves. Lots of water going into the cockpits. Makes the boat unstable, doesn't it? The boat was getting even lower in the water. It was almost like being in a submarine. Well, finally we're off the lake. We're now making good progress down 30 Mile River. The lake was an absolute slog. I think we ended up pumping the boat out 2 or 3 times, depends on what you count really. I had to pump out my cockpit as well when we got to the river, though Julie didn't seem so bad. Took ages to get any decent flow, but now we're going really nicely. Currently we're doing 11 miles an hour. Our minimum target for today is Hutalinka, where the Teslin comes in. I thought for a while we might not make it given the struggle in the lake, but if we get decent flow we should get a good ways past that with luck, so that would be nice. We're a bit short of food today because we weren't really able to eat very much on the lake because it was such challenging paddling. Quite a brutal day really, don't you think?
Yes.
The trip down the river to the Lake Labarge was fine. We made one wrong turn and grounded out, but that wasn't too much of a big deal really. But the lake was just brutal. 30 miles or so. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was the following wind, except it wasn't following, it was from the side. So we got these quite decent sized waves coming from the side, constantly pushing off course. If you were on course they'd be swamping the boat. It's too difficult to eat. So we tried to, in the boat. So we tried to stop to eat, and I put out in the wrong place because immediately the boat got swamped when we stopped, and we had to pump the boat then. And then when we got back in the boat, it's got swamped again. So then we had to paddle round to a quiet bay and pump it out because we had all this water sloshing around, so it just wasn't safe at all. Then we paddled for some more time, and they got more water came in, and we got swamped several times, so we had to pump out again before the final sort of section, which was quite difficult going into the river. And then we finally got on the river. There was no flow for quite a while. I had to pump out my cockpit again, but actually eventually we got going and we made it past Hutalinka. We did, how many miles did we do, Jules?
I can't remember.
About 86, 87 maybe.
No, maybe 90.
Maybe. So we got further than we thought we would, and our minimum target really was Hutalinka, but given the conditions, I think we've done pretty well today. A few blisters. Both of us were cold when we got out. Julie was more overtly cold when we got out, but then I was the coldest really. And she looked after me well. We had some warm water and some pudding. And we're just settling down. You got anything else to add, Jules?
We need to put the phone on.
Yeah. Any what was the highlight of the day for you?
Getting into my sleeping bag.
Oh, there you have it. It was been a hard day. wet camp last night. Everything's wet really. And we already got some of our spare clothes wet, which is a bit of a shame. But finally it stopped raining. And we had a 7-hour camp. More than we wanted, but needed a bit extra sleep. Yesterday was really hard. We're about to go. So hopefully today will be a good day. Well, I've been going about 3 hours, 25 miles, making nice progress. But the river's flowing beautifully, so it's kind of making up for our tiredness after yesterday's exertions. I wonder how much we're going to deteriorate each day. Eating a little bit better today. Nice sort of 550 calorie flapjack and then a granola, another sort of 600 calories. Need to keep that going really. How are you feeling, Jules?
Okay, got a pain in my right shoulder. Got a bit noddy there. All the caffeine tablets.
Yeah, caffeine tablets are in. We were both getting a bit, I felt quite sleepy. We slept really well last night, I have to say. I think, but 4 hours or so is not really a refreshing sleep after 14.5 hours of exercise, even if you do sleep well. So that's how that affects. It's going to be interesting. We're going to have to balance maybe having a bit more sleep, which has obvious benefits, with not making the cut at Dawson. Carmack's Bridge coming up. We're at nearly 96 miles. I'm feeling pretty tired. I think Julie's a little bit better than me at the moment. We have our dips really. So 2 bridges over the Yukon for us. This is the first. The next one is about well over 700 miles away, which is quite a thought. We just got to keep on plodding. Yep. We're following Glen and Maureen. Still, whenever we get ahead of them, we make a wrong choice of the flow. They come shooting past us. They've obviously read the river really well. Something to admire. Next stop will be Five Finger Rapids. That's 5 fingers there. I'm doing it. Don't accelerate. Don't accelerate. We're going straight down here. Don't accelerate. We're okay, we're okay. Stay on target. Got to get past this. Yeah, agreed. Yes, I agreed. Well done, Julie. Yeah, we're going right, but this boat doesn't turn, remember. This boat is really terrible for turning. We couldn't follow your line. They ended up sideways down the end of the rapid. Trip report, third day, morning, just after 5. Very difficult night. We both got out the kayak, profoundly unsteady. I couldn't walk in a straight line. I would barely stand up, dizzy and faint. It felt really toxic. If there was something profoundly wrong with my biochemistry. Very sore wrists, with my tendons from the forearm all swollen and creaking. Left, did you say?
Yeah.
Julie had a decent sized rub in the lower back, which we bandaged up. Shoulder's been bothering her, but she seems to manage that alright. I had a really big dip. I couldn't support any weight on my wrist. Couldn't really sleep. Whenever I turned, it was uncomfortable. Would have been easy to ring up John and say, nah, we'll just trip down to Dawson. Julie sensibly got us up shortly after 3. Yep. And it took us ages to get ready because unsteady. It started to rain as well. At least that stopped after a bit. It took us about 2 hours to get away. Mainly because unsteady, a bit cold, damp. I've moved down onto a extra small paddle to try and protect my wrist tendons, and using Julie's splint seems to be helping. So our target today is just to try and stay in the flow and see if that gives us the speed we need while we both do some recovery maybe. Anyway, time will tell. Well, we stopped for a 3-hour sleep. We're both exhausted, me particularly, having had really no sleep last night because of the pain in my wrists. Feel a lot better. I think if we get good flow from here to Dawson, we still have a chance. It's better than falling in the water. Coming up to Fort Selkirk, and the Pelly River will come in on the valley to the right over there. Quite making decent progress, but stunning day. Hot though, hot, hot, hot. I had about an hour of paddling into really quite high winds, probably the highest winds we've paddled against. 50 miles an hour maybe, probably an exaggeration, but it certainly felt like that. Brutal. Stunning scenery though. We're going through a gorge near where the Selwyn River is coming in. We assume we're at the back of the pack with our 4 hours off the water, or assume we are right in the back of the pack. But Julie spotted a canoe in the distance about 10 minutes ago. So I wonder if that's one of ours. With any luck we'll catch them back up because they were probably a couple of hours behind us. We had a good second day really and a decent first day. It was this morning that was the problem. Getting out of here was a bit of an epic. Quite shallow. Got beached over there. And we came back over here muddy. And Julie seems to have sort of lost proper eyesight. Got sort of double vision. So it was really hard. Very unsteady. She's in the tent now. Trying to chill out. Hopefully things will improve tomorrow. Right, ready to go on the last morning. Well, last morning before Dawson knows. Don't know what's going to happen to us at the moment. Well, trip report. Just gone 4:30. We've just pushed off. That wasn't too bad. 6¼ hours or something, maybe fractionally more. It gives us a chance. Got quite a long way to Dawson. And actually our mileage will need to do more than we planned because we've cut across the flow quite a few times in the 340 miles or whatever we've paddled. We've added distance to the 4:30 that we've got to do to make it to Dawson, but we think it's about 110. We've got till 6 o'clock this evening to make the cut-off. Just to ease the math, so that's 14 hours. So if we average 8 miles an hour, we'll probably make the cut-off. I hope this will save time. Julie's now pumping the water with the MSR Guardian. Couldn't be bothered to do it this morning by the bank. So we have the White River coming up in a bit. It's coming from the left over there. And just caught up the canoe team a little bit. They got away on a bend and we caught them back on another bend. So, much to our surprise, we fell out the boat. It was an error really. We decided to take a channel that was the wrong one. It had very fast, narrow, shallow water which we beached on. Yep. And then we didn't get out the boat really to push the boat back out. We reversed into it, back into the main channel. Seemed to be going fine. And then we hit a big flow line and leant the wrong way. And the boat's got flipped over. Really wholly unnecessary. But I guess it happens. And then we were in the water for a little while. The river was flowing pretty fast at this point. Julie managed to get back in the boat, which was absolutely swamped with water. And then I sort of swimming vigorously, if you like, to the bank. And then we sort of emptied the boat of kit, pulled it as far on as we could. Spent ages pumping and tipping water out using one of the bottles. And probably why my arms feel fairly exhausted. Change of clothes. Yep. And Julie, right peg Julie. And Julie helpfully. Yeah, let's go. Got some hot water on. We each drank pretty much a litre of that. And that helped. So all in all, we probably lost an hour, which is not bad actually. Adds to the adventure. Lovely day, fortunately benign conditions. Assuming we make the cut-off, we're going to stop soon after Dawson. Get in the tent, have a proper sleep, lay stuff out, try and get something dry. We haven't really got any spare clothes now. I guess we've got the thermals which we wear in bed, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which you can wear those. But we'll have to, wouldn't want to fall in again really. A log.
Oh, look at that.
It's a log that's going up and down, not a beaver. But that would have been nice, wouldn't it? Bit of wildlife. It's a bouncy log. Never mind. We've got about 4 hours and 15 minutes to get to the cut-off. Not really quite sure what our mileage is here. I think it's about 390. So
Oh, they're not covered in water.
if we have good flow we might make it, but at the moment the river's low and the route is going through really slow flows, which basically means we're not doing a lot more than our paddle speed. So we're currently fueling up and having something to drink as well, and hope we get some high flow later on. It's supposed to be high flow into Dawson. Don't know where it starts. It needs to start soon. Certainly not here. It's like the languid Loire at the moment. Right, fingers crossed. Then all of a sudden we saw, well, I'm fairly sure there's a scar of rockfall above Dawson. If that's the case, we get around this bend, we've got a 5 mile straight and then a little shimmy into Dawson, a few more miles. We've got an hour and 15 minutes to make it. So we might. It could be as much as 10 miles. There's a kayak ahead of us, we don't know if it's one of ours. If it is, they'll be working hard to get there as well. Maybe they just want a beer and a burger. Either way, in 2 hours we'll know if we made it through the checkpoint. That'll be big news for us. Well, we just made it past Dawson. We saw John on the other bank, waved at him. He waved back. I said, "Is it okay to carry on?" He said, "Yeah." And we've made it by just less than an hour. A little flood of emotion. I'm just enjoying a tranquil moment. That's been a really hard day, hasn't it?
Yeah.
A really hard day after a really hard day after a really hard day after a really hard day. Now after here, there's no tarmac road access until we get to the Dalton Highway Bridge, which is 500 miles. That's a thing to say, isn't it? But we're not going to think of it like that. We've got Probably half a day to Eagle and customs. That'll be pretty cool. Customs, immigration, whatever. Then we got a day or so to circle.
I'm going left.
Yeah.
You might need to do something.
I'm on hard left rudder. Can you paddle, please? Okay. And then another day to Fort Yukon or so, and probably a day and a half from there to get to the highway bridge. Doing bits. Should be fun of sorts. So start of day 5, we broke camp just after Dawson. That was a great campsite actually. In the morning, yeah, and the thunder in the background, but at least they didn't come to us. We were a little bit naughty actually and had extra rest there. We were there for, what time did we get there? 7. Yeah, we stayed there for a long time. Had a couple of hours drying stuff and then made sure we had 6 hours sleep. Well, trip report, 5th day. Both of us having trouble with our nutrition really. Every day we're smashed, but that's to be expected. Also feeling sort of ill. Not sure about that. We're only making 8.5. It's supposed to be fairly quick water. I expect we're adding only about 3 miles an hour. I think undoubtedly the river's slower than normal this year. And we're definitely having a hard time, in a good way. Got our spirits up and all that, but having to think quite carefully about whether we want to go past Eagle. Eagle's another 80 miles or so. So we check into US customs, well, immigration, and there's a dirt road to Fairbanks, so you could in principle get the boat out. We'll see. Hopefully we'll pick up. We've had 4 big days, done really well, had a good time. We're getting progressively more whacked, despite having a good rest last night. I think our stability is not perfect. I mean, it's not bad, but maybe it's just the falling in that made me a little bit nervous about it. But unless when we're really tired we lack some stability. I can't see anything at all.
Another one up there looks like a person laughing, like pot belly.
Pot belly?
Yes. A bit like the Grinch. Very thin person.
Cool. Are these hallucinations? Not quite, I suppose.
No, I don't think so.
We're slightly worried about that over there. Well, that's just going to be a humongous rainstorm where there's going to be thunder and lightning in it. Jackets are going on. Well, listen to that, we got off the water because we were worried about the wind. It's getting up quickly, also worried about everything else. But boy, it's coming quick. We just managed to get the tent up before the wind, it got too windy. I've tied the other end of the tent over there to a tree, well, a bush. Hopefully that doesn't pull through, or else it'll be over on top of us. Hopefully it won't last more than a couple of hours. It'll be lovely and balmy afterwards. Yeah? Joys of adventure racing, I guess. Well, that was quite something. Realities of an expedition boat, eh? Everything's a total mess. Judy's all her stuff in there. Oh, mosquitoes. Deadly things. Well, we're now in Alaska. Do-do-do-do-do, America. Do-do-do-do, America. Your turn, Jules. No. America. And Eagle is, well, the Eagle immigration is an hour or so, probably, something like that, maybe a bit more. And that's where we'll discover our fate. We're hoping to carry on. But I imagine we are a very long way off the back of the race. And one of its safety aspects in the race is people travelling through the flats together. So you might feel that us being 5 hours behind after all our ordeals does not fit with what he wants with the race, which of course would be disappointing, but fine. Either way, we'll still be sleeping in a wet tent tonight. It was really nice. We got past Eagle Village, there was a support crew. There was a whole load of people on the bank cheering us, having almost as if they were having a party and waiting for us, probably dot watching. Eagle Village, or Eagle. So we're going to find the big blue building. Wow, what a view. It's a quite extraordinary place. First night camping in Alaska. It's pretty late now, I've had a long day. 120 odd miles. been through Eagle, sheltered from the storm. Amazing place, eh? Hopefully not too many mosquitoes in there. Getting mosquitoed at the moment. National, well, the Alaskan traditional bird is out in full force. Ten hours into day 6, we've done 77 miles. It's less than we'd want to do, but it's been really quite adverse conditions for the last 5 hours with considerable headwinds, which has been a real challenge, taking away all the effort. But hopefully we'll get our 120, 125 miles for the day, remain on track for a finish well within the cut-off, which we think is the end of the 9th day. But we need another good day tomorrow, and then another good day after that, and hopefully we've got enough left to get to the end after that one. Time will tell. It's beautiful. Taking my glasses off because there's so much muck on them, I really couldn't see anything. Lovely greens. We need some more right action on the left and right rudder from both of us. Yep. Our campsite, just outside Circle. A lot of fast flow. Light was quite low, so difficult to see exactly where the best way to get out was. Eventually find a good safe spot. And there she is. Start of the flats. It's quite cold. See how we go. Drifting on the flats. Is it 8th day? Yeah.
I thought it was the 7th. Right rudder.
Maybe it's the 7th day. Yeah, 7th day. We're past Circle. We've done about 30 miles since then. We're drifting on the flats. Looks a bit like the Norfolk Broads, doesn't it? But with a bit more bite to it. Water's cold, wouldn't want to go in it. In places the flow is really good. We're drifting actually at the moment at 4.5 miles an hour, which we need. been quite a day really, hasn't it, so far. It's not really sure when the race finishes. We just got a bit confused whether we have to basically finish most of the mileage tomorrow and then finish the following the morning after that, or whether it's the day after that. I think it must be the day after that, because we're on the 7th day and people get times of 8 days and something. If that's the case, we'll finish. But we had a bit of a flurry when we thought we had to do a lot more miles and get done by the 8 AM the morning after tomorrow. I thought that was just to be a catastrophically hard sprint for a lot of time. It can't be that, surely. Anyway, we were flying along thinking about that, getting really stressed. We got to Fort Yukon, pleased about that. I'd plotted a route to the left, but that really looked like a low water route on the mapping, and obviously the water's very low this year, so we thought we'd go off to the right, the other route round towards Fort Yukon itself a bit more. Then we found ourselves paddling upstream, which is just really weird. It's almost as there was some strange mixing going on with the massive Porcupine River coming in. So we ended up doing a circle, and then very confused for the next half hour, wondering if in this part of the world some of the rivers flow upstream, or whether there was flow from the Yukon going upstream one side and the Porcupine going downstream the other. Flats continue to be punishing, but we can see the end of them. Unfortunately, it's about 100 miles away. You can see those mountains over Julie's left shoulder. I think those are the end of the flats. It'll take ages to get there. Probably won't get there tomorrow either. Well, awesome campsite at the end of the 7th day on the flats. We're tired, exhausted, lots of hurt and pain, stress, aggravation, but what a place. Good flow to start off in the morning down here. Hopefully it'll go on forever, which it won't. Got my partner in crime, lovely Julie. This is the 7th night. Do you want to share any insights about people think they might want to do this race? About, you know, what's it like?
Horrendous. It's absolutely degrading. I think the worst thing's actually been the camping, not the kayaking.
What? The
the
squalor.
Muddy, the squalor, the smell, the muddy banks, the mosquitoes, the freeze-dried food when all you want's a grape from Waitrose.
Oh, I've hardly been able to eat anything. I had plans of eating 5,000 calories a day. And it was a good thing we bought some bags of nuts and olive oil, because that's basically what I've been been drinking olive oil for the last day or two.
You won't let me. I was about to say you won't let me eat his nuts.
I don't think you'd want to. Basically, it's just, yeah, the race is really hard.
It's a very long way.
Yeah, and if you're not sure how long it is as long as it says, which is a long way. And you know, you paddle for 3 hours at home and you think you had a big day out, and here you just barely started. You know, we paddled here. I think we paddled 17 hours today, which was probably not optimal if you wanted to win the race, do 18 hours. But then the lack of sleep's a real problem. I guess the really good people can probably get by on 4 to 5 hours sleep with quick camping, but they only have 5 nights out. We couldn't possibly do that. I mean, I fell asleep in the boat on what day was it? The third day, because I had a really bad night. I just hadn't slept because my wrist was so painful and swollen. And then we had to have 3 hours sleeping on the shore. You know, and then, I don't know, other hazards. Did you enjoy the capsizing? And the freezing weather? And the freezing cold?
I think a capsize was okay, actually, because we'd practiced getting back in the boat when we were in the UK. And I managed to get back in the boat without even using a paddle float.
On the other hand, we were...
Will you get a word in edgeways?
Carry on then.
The boat had so much water in it, much more water in it than we'd ever had before, which made it incredibly wobbly. So you'd be sat in the boat trying to get to shore at real risk of capsizing it again. And we'd of course done the cold water shock training.
It's really helped, didn't it?
Yeah, we didn't have any sort of funny breathing or anything.
I was a bit shivery afterwards, but I think I was in the water a little bit longer.
He will have you know that it's because he's got less body fat than me.
I definitely have not much left now. That's for sure. Good grief, yeah. But I was going to say, on the other hand, we were miles from anywhere at that point.
Yeah, I think the isolation after Dawson, the only other people that we've seen have been the Eagle community who came out to cheer us on.
So the First Nation people, wasn't it? Probably, because it was the village. They were all there cheering us, which is surprising. Oh, they knew what was happening.
And what's going on?
It's the pain. It's the pain. It's the all-encompassing whole total shoulder, arm, back, wrist and elbow pain. It's just totally savage. You should see us trying to get out the boat at the end of the day.
Or trying to get out of the tent.
Oh dear.
We've seen a few people on sort of organised canoe trips, but generally speaking you won't see another person all day.
A few locals in boats going up and down.
Yeah, but you don't really see the person, you just see the vehicle.
One of the things that's quite striking is the quietness. Apart from us yelling at each other when things are stressful, the quietness is extraordinary. You know, if you came to planet Earth, if you'd been born in the 15th century and you came and you were resurrected, and you go, my word, this is a noisy place. But here it's just so still and peaceful. It's rather wonderful.
I don't think there could be a bear within a 10-mile distance of us, the amount of noise we're making, because I'm at the front, so I can only hear Mark if he bellows, and then it sounds like he's shouting at me, so I tell him off for shouting at me, and it degenerates from there.
And then she gets the left and the right's muddled up when it's really quite critical that we don't go in the wrong direction. Because the paddling isn't technical in the sense of what most kayakers would consider technical kayaking, but it is serious. And in the flats, you've got to pick the right channels. There's big eddy currents. You know, we flipped on an eddy current. You've got to get it right. If you go down the wrong way, you may end up in a wood pile or something. And all the time you're thinking, okay, if this was a nice warm so-called British river, it'll be fine. But we are currently just 100 miles from any habitation, really. And you know, if Julie and I are having some sort of marital misunderstanding about the meaning of left and right in the middle of the river, which is 5 degrees and the river's a mile wide, you realise it's a serious place to be. But it is a wonderful race, but it's hard. Do it, but be prepared. Anything else, Jules?
Not now, I just want to go to sleep.
Yeah, oh dear, the sleep, getting the 4 hours sleep, you cannot tell you how wonderful that is.
Stop twittering and go to sleep.
Good night. Eighth day. Today felt quite profound. We spent most of the time wondering whether we could actually make it, and I think now we can. 800 miles. You realise this place, this race, this effort, this struggle may not be joyful in the standard way of thinking, but it's profound. Taken me to an incredible place. Sort of felt like, and have been, crying with joy. I mean, it's just extraordinary. What an experience. In all the highs and lows and struggles. Wouldn't have missed it for anything. Julie's just on her way back, which was stopped, that's why empty boat. So she can go to the loo. Hi Jules!
Just emptied my sigmoid, I think.
Thanks for telling the camera.
I won't give any more details.
Challenge of navigating in the flats. A huge expanse of water. And there's this big island in front of Julie. The question is, do you go to the right or do you go to the left? It's not an easy decision. Done 74 miles so far, been going for 12 hours. Peace Island on the right, over here. Mertens Island on the left, or Martin Island. I think we're at about 853 miles. I'm just having a little bit of peace for the last sort of 3 hours to oh, could you paddle on the right please, Jules? I'm ruddering on the left. Before camp. It will be our last camp. And then hopefully a mere 10 hours or something tomorrow to get us in on the before the end of the 9th day. Beautiful. The flats seem to be talked about as if it's their place to fear, but they're beautiful. It's been really, really nice. It's been lovely, hasn't it, Jules?
Yep. I like having to stop and think about the flow and the way you think there's no way through, and then you keep on going and something opens up.
Tell them about your hallucination.
Oh yes. There was a big black iridium phone
That's our satellite phone.
right in front of the boat, and then it went off in an oval going to the right and up and back round on the left, flashing in different colours.
Is it like the TARDIS?
Of course not.
And we got rid of your hallucinations by loud music
Cafe.
and caffeine tablets. Seemed to work, didn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think you can start paddling on the right? I'm just ruddering on the left. We best start paying attention again. Final campsite on the 1,000, and just under 95 miles. Parked in this nice sandbar on the end of an island. Julie's modelling a quick get some clothes on because the mozzies are coming to find us. Even over here, it seems a bit unfair. There you go. So the music was good yesterday to keep us going on the flats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It also kept you awake when you were having, when you had that brief moment of struggle. Well, wasn't brief, was it? I think it'll take an hour or two to get our arms going, won't it?
Feeling a bit heavy.
Yeah. The paddles feel like they're, well, those sort of steel bars you get in a gym. Well, we've just seen the bridge. We've done just on 55 miles today. It's really nice to see the bridge. It's been a long trudge up this last bit of river. It feels remarkable to be here. What will it feel like when we cross the line? And who will be there? I don't know whether everyone else would have finished yesterday. Well, there'll be another couple of teams who've had sort of extra challenges that we've had. We've had capsize. We've had not wanting to paddle while asleep. We've had hallucinations. We've had all sorts.
Come on, you'll keep telling me it's a race and we do it then.